Most people do things out of an attempt to be happy. They exercise, try to eat well, and spend time with those who bring them joy. But there are some people who seem to be drawn to sadness, and even seem to relish it. These are typically INFJs, one of the rarest Myers-Briggs personality types. Making up only an estimated 1 to 3% of the population, INFJs can sometimes drive those around them crazy because they seem to want to be sad. However, the reasons for this aren't what you might think. Today on Charisma, we're going to look at the 10 reasons INFJs are addicted to sadness. Let's first break down this personality type. The INFJ is distinguished by a combination of 4 different dimensions. Dimension 1, Introversion, I. You're probably familiar with the concept of introverted people versus those who are extroverted. INFJs get more energy being by themselves and get drained being around other people for too long, giving them an introversion dimension. This isn't to say that they don't ever enjoy spending time with others, but just that they need time alone afterwards to recharge. Dimension 2, Intuition, N. This dimension refers to how people process information. Those with an intuition dimension, as INFJs have, are obsessed with finding the deeper meaning of things and look beyond facts to get there. Dimension 3, Feeling, F. INFJs have feeling as their 3rd dimension, which means that they use their emotions when it comes to making decisions. They let their heart overrule their head and place more weight on feeling than logic. Dimension 4, Judging, J. This refers to how personalities are seen by others. INFJs have a judging dimension, which means that those around them see them as structured and organized in their approach to the world. So, why is this personality type addicted to sadness? Number 1, they crave a deep life experience. INFJs believe that there are 2 types of experiences one can have on Earth: a surface level experience and a deeper experience that allows for a clearer understanding of life and all its mysteries. INFJs strongly favor the latter, as they see the world as a place full of rich meanings to be uncovered. In order to access this deeper life experience, though, INFJs understand that they need to be open to the full spectrum of life. That includes things typically considered positive, like joy, success, and love, but also negative experiences that cause pain or sadness. While many people avoid the negative aspects of life, INFJs actively seek them out because they see them as an avenue to a richer life experience. For instance, while another personality type might turn off a sad song if it is on their playlist, an INFJ might turn the song up and lean into its emotion. And by experiencing the good and the bad, INFJs open themselves up to everything that the world has to offer. Number 2, they're empathetic. INFJs are one of the most empathetic personality types. They feel the emotions of those around them almost as though they were their own feelings. And while some people might put up a shield to protect themselves from the emotions of others, INFJs appreciate their ability to be empathetic. In fact, they rely on their empathy as a way to help others, which is one of their core desires. INFJs are nicknamed the counselor due to their strong need to provide guidance and improve the lives of those around them. That's the reason so many INFJs find themselves in careers related to social work or counseling. This personality trait manifests as an addiction to sadness in 2 key ways. 1, because they value their ability to help others, INFJs are often attracted to those who are sad or feeling down. They then work to build these people up and help them improve their lives. Secondly, since INFJs know that their empathy is a way in which they can help others, this personality type might intentionally or unintentionally seek out experiences that trigger different emotions in them, such as sadness. They do this out of a desire to further improve their empathetic abilities. Number 3, they're private. While INFJs make excellent listeners, they're not as gifted at expressing their own emotions. In fact, INFJs have the stereotype of being notoriously private, and even their close friends and family can go years without ever feeling like they truly know them. But just because INFJs don't share their feelings with others doesn't mean that they don't have a need to express them. In fact, like any personality type, INFJs need a healthy release for their emotions. As a result, many INFJs seek out alternate ways to express themselves. For instance, if an INFJ is feeling down, they might watch a sad movie to help them process and release some of their emotions. By actively seeking out such experiences, INFJs are able to express their deepest feelings without having to explicitly share them with others. Number 4, they're outsiders. As one of the rarest personality types, INFJs are used to feeling like outsiders. Their unique combination of traits means that they have a hard time identifying with most people, and as a result, they can have a difficult time making friends or sustaining romantic relationships. Perhaps the most challenging part of this is that INFJs really crave connection with other people. In the absence of this connection, INFJs often find themselves feeling alone and sad. While you might think this means that they would seek out happy things to distract themselves from their sadness, oftentimes INFJs actually seek out forms of external sadness. This is because outside sadness validates their feelings and also serves as sort of a catharsis. For instance, an INFJ who's feeling lonely might put on a sad movie. Doing so makes them feel better about their emotions, and it allows them to feel that they're not alone in their sadness. Number 5, sadness helps them make decisions. You might recall that the third dimension of INFJs is known as the feeling dimension. This means that they use emotions to make decisions, in contrast with personality types with a sensing dimension who use logic and reason to come to a conclusion about something. Because of how much emotions factor into their decision-making process, INFJs have a tendency to value their emotions, including both the good and the bad, more than the average person might. They see emotions as a tool to be used, not as a hindrance in their decision-making process. Because of this, INFJs respect all emotions as being useful, not just the so-called good ones. Number 6, they're highly sensitive people. INFJs are often considered highly sensitive people. These are people who are deeply affected by their external environments and often overwhelmed by them as a result. A highly sensitive person, or HSP for short, for instance, might feel overstimulated by bright lights, loud noises, or crowds of people. Because of their HSP nature, INFJs become easily and frequently overwhelmed. Even a trip to a coffee shop can be a challenging experience for an INFJ, as they might become stressed out by the loud music playing, the overpowering smell of coffee, or the line of people. Because of this, INFJs need an easy release for these feelings of being overwhelmed, and sadness is often the perfect release. After that stressful trip to the coffee shop, for instance, an overstimulated INFJ might find relief by listening to a melancholy song. As a result, sadness becomes a tool an INFJ can use to process and release their feelings of overwhelm as brought on by their highly sensitive nature. Number 7, they're creative. While INFJs are often found in careers related to social work or counseling, some are attracted to more artistic careers. Their introversion and empathy makes this personality type particularly gifted when it comes to the arts. As any creative being knows, art incorporates the full spectrum of human emotions. Even the funniest movies, for instance, have moments of sadness or pain. INFJ artists know this, and so don't shy away from seemingly negative experiences. That's because they know that having a knowledge of the good and the bad makes them better creatives. Number 8, they're intrigued by sadness. If you've ever met an INFJ, you probably discovered that they like deep questions. They want to know about the meaning of life and what everyone's secret hopes and dreams are. In other words, they like to understand the things that aren't talked about as much. This is also the case when it comes to emotions. While everyone around them may seem to talk about happiness all the time, INFJs will be one of the first to point out that no one seems to want to understand sadness and its purpose. And because it's not as deeply understood, INFJs have a natural desire to dissect it. Indeed, they're intrigued by sadness and its function in the world and want to explore it as part of their overall desire to understand the deeper things in life. To others, though, this might simply look like INFJs have an unhealthy addiction to sadness. Number 9, they're moved by art. INFJs are deeply moved by things like art, poetry, and music. A painting at a museum, for instance, can affect an INFJ in profound ways. As they get older, many INFJs recognize that their relationship with art is different from that of most people. After years spent going to movies with friends and seeming to always shed some tears in the more emotional movies, an INFJ understands that they have a richer experience with art than the ordinary person. Out of appreciation for their gift, they learn to lean more into their unique response. And since art often involves both joy and sorrow, INFJs have learned to appreciate sadness. This isn't to say that every INFJ loves looking at art, but many aspects of art, such as films and physical paintings, can move INFJs differently. Number 10, they're interested in the human condition. INFJs are fascinated by the human condition and what it means to be human. You need only to look at famous INFJs like Mohandas Gandhi, who dedicated his life to improving conditions for those around him. As we saw earlier, INFJs often take specific actions to improve the human condition, like devoting their life to social work, for instance. In addition to specific actions, though, many INFJs have a sort of intellectual curiosity about what it means to be human and take it upon themselves to study this experience. This means that INFJs have a fascination with the good, the bad, and the ugly. They are more interested not just in the good parts of being human, but the bad as well. Furthermore, they actively seek out experiences or information that helps them better understand this, and that includes sadness. What about why INFJs are so intimidating? Watch this video to learn about that.